Right, man, pretty much they saying the Lions gearing up to get their quarterback of the future. Could be Lamar, could be one of the quarterbacks up top. Like I said, I ain't starting doing my homework on the quarterbacks until after the college season, after the Lions season, whatever. I'll start breaking them down. I got my channels that I go to break down the actual tape and not the highlights. I mean, I think it's better to kind of break down the actual tape and then look at the highlights. The highlights will tell you a whole different story than the tape. So the tape, the scout tape, where they break it down, the good, the bad, the ugly, anything in between. So they got a second and a third for 23 and 24. They already own an additional first in 23. A lot of people, somebody said they traded the first for Bradley Chubb. We talked about it. He on his way to Miami, which I don't really see the hoopla about Bradley Chubb. I don't think he lived up to the hype. But he ain't been too healthy. So you're starting to look. They couldn't trade DeAndre Swift because after Sunday, he still was hurt. Had he came out and had a big game Sunday, you probably would have been able to get a second and third for him, at least a third for him, or a fourth. So apparently the deal is contingent on if the Vikings win a playoff game, that one of them fourths turn to a fifth. So in reality, you basically took a fourth and turned into a second, and another fourth and turned into a third. I think you did better than expected with them picks. Now, there's a lot of options at quarterback. I know a lot of people was mad at a lot of people that turned on Jared Goff, that was pro Jared Goff, and turned on Jared Goff. Like I said, I'm not mad if you stick around with Jared Goff a little longer if your future of the quarterback not there. Pickett and Malik Willis, I told y'all they need to sit. Dr. Z, Bailey Zappi need to sit. And that's okay. Look at Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? It's okay if you're not hot and ready out the oven. Look no further than Geno Smith. Right? And you might be able to get Russell Wilson too for the low, honestly. If you wanted to go that route, me personally, I have to really look at it. But as long as the arm's still there, I'm not worried about the rest, especially with Dan Campbell as the coach, at least being a sturdy head coach and a kind of alpha type of head coach. I think that might work. So not mad at Lamar Jackson. You pony up a lot of picks. You can get Lamar Jackson, or you can sit right then and there. Let's say you wanted to go Will Anderson and then put some picks together to move back up to get the quarterback you're looking for. So now they have some fluidity on what they want to do. And that's fine. Yes, they need an interior rusher. Yes, I'm not counting on Levi Nazorki give you a damn thing next year. We at least get a preview of seeing what Josh Pascal can do. Am I mad if they don't go out there next year and get have a free agent rush? Nah, man, it took them a couple season to fix that cap. Nah, man, if you ain't close, you ain't close. Just make sure you build it right. Their objective this offseason is to get guys that's healthy, build with guys that's healthy, build with draft picks. And if you got a position that's very, very weak and you need to plug a play in now player, spend some money, you do that. And that position would be the interior lineman. And those dudes don't come a dime a dozen. You ain't gonna just find them walking out on the street. Guys that can that's elite at rushing the passer on the inside and elite at rushing and stopping the run on the inside. They need two guys that can get after the passer on the inside. And they need a guy who can get after the passer and stop the rusher. Then they need a dude that can get after the passer and pretty okay good at rushing. Now if you get stopping the run, if you get two guys that can rush the passer and stop the run, you know what I'm saying? I think that's worth more than gold. I think that's worth more than gold. That's almost equal to a quarterback that you need. You know, so that's high on the priority list, but now they can move and finesse, and, you know, if they can end up, you know, somehow they can end up with, you know, Will Anderson in the quarterback. Hey, I don't know much about the kid in Kentucky, so I don't know much about him, but there's some project players too out there. You know, there's some the kid from Florida. Probably he might stay. I'm not sure if he's a senior. He might stay. The kid from Tennessee is a super senior and shit. You know, but yeah, you know, the future. And what scares you about Bryce Young is what kind of scare you about Lamar. Kind of thin, you know, injury prone, small, but the kid is dynamic. Bryce Young is very dynamic. And if you ever watch him play basketball, he's a natural, fluid athlete. People look at CJ Strong, he's big, he's strong, but they just don't give him the mental weapons to go through progressions. And I see him in big moments and versus real teams, he don't show up. Yeah, big arm, athletic, long strider. I mean, prototypical big, strong quarterback. But once you start digging into, you know, the bag, there's some mental things missing. That's missing with Justin Fields. That was missing with Troy Smith. That was missing with all their quarterbacks. They got the best of everything. You know, them dudes got the best of everything. In Detroit, he had some weaponry. I think a lot of the outside world is like really crying about Hawkinson, but he wasn't really a big factor in Detroit because he wasn't allowed to. And we'd be missed in the blocking game, but you don't draft tight ends in the top 10 to block. If we being honest. You know? Excuse me. So that's just my opinion on it. So I mean, when you look at Stroud, there's some things that you don't like. That's customary with Ohio State quarterbacks. These girls don't care how they come outside, bro, no more. They coming out here in tank tops. That cat is an athlete. He just jumped on the wall. That wall like 7 feet. Okay, I wish I could get that on film. It's crazy how athletic cats are. But yeah, these females don't care in Detroit no more. Oh, girl jumped out. What is she doing, bro? Like, girls can't drive. Let me get up out of here. She came out, nipples pierced, tank top, no bra. Definitely probably a stripper. No. Definitely probably a stripper, but CJ Stroud, I'm just, you know, people just looking at it for the face, but I just don't trust him. And I watch some of his games and some of the mental aspects, and people don't, like, you really don't understand why Ohio, and I hate to kind of be the guy to kind of say Ohio State. I like Justin Fields. He was an SEC guy though, but he's struggling a little bit. He ain't got weaponry like that, but I don't really consider him a Big Ten guy. When it's going through progressions, going 1, 2, 3, getting the ball out your hand, Ohio State quarterbacks struggle. He struggled. You know, Bryce Young, small quarterback, kind of give you like, oh, he probably, can we take a chance on getting another one of them injury-prone small guys, the small quarterback starting to struggle out here. You know, Baker Mayfield, you know, Kyler Murray, you know, he one of the ones that's winning, but Baker Mayfield was a couple of them out there. I can't think about the other ones. Baker was one of them. You know, some of the smaller quarterbacks starting to see why they don't like drafting smaller quarterback. But Bryce Young is a natural athlete. He got a good arm, but small. You know, and if his availability is not going to be available, then I kind of understand kind of the thing, the situation there. But I mean, as of right now, and I break down the film, it may be different. I'm not too crazy about any one of them per se. I like the talent from Bryce Young, but what they going through with injury-prone guys, and, you know, and the SEC is physical. So it ain't like he missed a bunch of games. You know, this year he had a shoulder issue, but, you know, the athleticism, the arm talent. He's a fluid athlete, straight line, quick. I don't think it's a question about the arm on either quarterback. Don't know about the Kentucky guy. Ain't a question. Ain't a question from an arm standpoint of view. But going through his progressions and stuff, a couple turnovers kind of concern you with him, but they got the best of everything at Bama. So in that Ohio State, they got the best of everything, and that's what also hurt their quarterback. When you go on high in the National Football League, no situation is gonna be that you usually gonna go to gonna be loaded. So that's a question. So I mean, if they did, decide to go continue to wait and ride with Goff, I would understand, because as of right now, I just don't. You don't have Peyton Manning coming out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that guy coming out. So, but we'll see. Somebody might get on the hot run, and it might be that pretty soon. So, I ain't a fan of CJ Stroud like that. But it is what it is. But they anteing up on some picks. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live with our video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Or just Spotify, Anchor on this one. Shout out Detroit Lions Top players for more videos like this. Link tree, the first link in the description. That's many. Appreciate y'all. Peace.